Communication is often misunderstood as the ability to speak well, to articulate ideas clearly, or to persuade others with compelling words. While these are undoubtedly important aspects of communication, the true essence of mastery in communication lies not in talking, but in listening. Listening is an art, a skill that, when honed, has the power to transform relationships, elevate leadership, and unlock doors of opportunity. It is one of the most underrated yet most powerful tools in communication. When we think of great communicators, we often picture charismatic speakers who can captivate audiences with their words. But if you study these individuals closely, you'll find that they are not just great talkers. They are exceptional listeners. They know that communication is a two-way street, and that listening is where real influence begins. If you can listen deeply, you can understand people better, build trust, and make others feel valued. And when people feel valued, they open up, they engage, and they listen to you in return. Yet, listening is not as simple as it seems. Many people hear, but few truly listen. Hearing is a passive process. The sound enters your ears, and you may recognize the words, but true listening is something entirely different. It is an active process that requires focus, presence, and an intentional effort to understand not just the words being spoken, but the emotions, intentions, and thoughts behind those words. One of the biggest barriers to effective listening is distraction. In today's fast-paced world, people are constantly multitasking. They check their phones while having conversations, their minds wander to their to-do lists while someone is speaking, and they formulate responses before the other person has even finished talking. This kind of partial listening creates distance between people. When you fail to give your full attention to someone, they can sense it, and it diminishes the connection you could have built. To truly master the art of listening, you must learn to be fully present. Presence is the foundation of active listening. When someone is speaking to you, make a conscious decision to focus entirely on them. This means putting away distractions, maintaining eye contact, and tuning in not just to their words, but to their body language and tone of voice. Often, what is unsaid carries more weight than what is said. A slight hesitation, a subtle shift in tone, or a change in facial expression can reveal emotions that words alone might not fully express. Another crucial element of deep listening is patience. Many people listen with the intent to reply rather than with the intent to understand. The moment someone starts talking, they begin formulating their response instead of absorbing what is being said. This habit cuts off the full meaning of the message and leads to misunderstandings. When you listen with patience, you resist the urge to interject. You allow the speaker to finish their thoughts without interruption. You give them space to express themselves fully, knowing that your turn to speak will come. Empathy is another key component of powerful listening. Listening is not just about processing words. It is about understanding emotions. When you listen with empathy, you step into the other person's shoes. You try to see the situation from their perspective. You acknowledge their feelings without judgment. This creates a deeper connection and makes the speaker feel truly heard. People don't just want to be listened to, they want to be understood. And when you listen with empathy, you give them that gift. Nonverbal cues also play a significant role in effective listening. Your body language should communicate that you are engaged. Nodding occasionally, leaning in slightly, and maintaining an open posture all signal that you are fully present. On the other hand, crossing your arms, looking around the room, or glancing at your watch sends the message that you are disinterested, even if that is not your intention. Reflective listening is another powerful technique. Instead of simply absorbing information, you reflect back what you have heard. This can be done by summarizing or paraphrasing key points. For example, if someone is sharing a concern, you might say, "So what I'm hearing is that you're feeling frustrated because of the lack of communication in the team, is that right?" This not only ensures that you understood correctly, but also reassures the speaker that their words matter. Asking thoughtful questions is another way to enhance listening. When you ask questions, you encourage the speaker to elaborate and dive deeper into their thoughts. Ask, "What are your thoughts on how that decision was made?" Thoughtful questions show that you are engaged and that you care about the other person's perspective. Mastering listening also requires humility. Too often, people listen only to those they perceive as important while dismissing others. They may pay close attention to a boss or a potential client, but tune out when speaking with colleagues, employees, or even family members. A true master of communication listens with the same attentiveness and respect to everyone, regardless of status. Every person has something valuable to say, and when you listen with humility, you open yourself up to learning from unexpected sources. One of the most overlooked aspects of listening is silence. Silence is not just the absence of sound. It is a powerful tool in communication. Many people rush to fill pauses in conversation, but those who understand the art of listening know that silence can be golden. When you allow silence to exist, it gives the other person time to think and express themselves more deeply. It also creates a sense of weight in the conversation, making the words spoken more impactful. Listening also strengthens relationships, both personal and professional. In the workplace, leaders who listen create stronger teams. Employees feel valued when their voices are heard, which fosters trust and loyalty. In personal relationships, listening strengthens emotional bonds. When people feel heard, they feel respected, and respect is the foundation of strong connections. The ability to listen effectively can also save people from costly mistakes. Many misunderstandings, conflicts, and even business failures stem from a failure to listen. When people assume instead of listening, they miss critical information. When they ignore feedback, they fail to improve. When they dominate conversations, they push people away. But when they listen, they learn. When they listen, they grow. Listening is a skill that takes time and effort to develop, but the rewards are immeasurable. Those who master the art of listening stand out in a world filled with noise. They build deeper relationships, gain more influence, and communicate with greater impact. The ability to communicate effectively is one of the most valuable skills anyone can develop. Yet too many people struggle to get their point across in a way that is clear, compelling, and meaningful. They ramble, they use vague language, or they fail to deliver their message with confidence. The result? Misunderstandings, missed opportunities, and a lack of influence. But communication doesn't have to be complicated. The key is to speak with clarity and purpose, to ensure that every word you say is intentional, impactful, and easy to understand. Clarity is the foundation of effective communication. If your words are unclear, your message will be lost, no matter how important it is. People should never have to guess what you mean. They shouldn't have to read between the lines or try to decode your message. Great communicators make their ideas simple, straightforward, and easy to grasp. The best way to achieve this is by focusing on precision. Instead of speaking in generalities, use specific language. Instead of being vague, be direct. Instead of assuming people understand, confirm that they do. One of the biggest obstacles to clarity is overcomplication. Many people believe that using complex words, long-winded explanations, or technical jargon makes them sound more intelligent. The truth is the opposite. The greatest communicators take complex ideas and make them simple. They strip away unnecessary words, eliminate fluff, and get to the heart of the message. A powerful communicator doesn't aim to impress people with fancy words. They aim to make people understand. Another key to clarity is structure. When thoughts are scattered, the message becomes confusing. A well-structured message has a clear beginning, middle, and end. Whether you're delivering a speech, writing an email, or having a conversation, organize your thoughts before you speak. Ask yourself, what is the main point I want to make? What are the key ideas that support it? How can I conclude in a way that reinforces my message? Clarity comes from organization, and organization starts with intention. The second essential component of powerful communication is purpose. Purpose means speaking with intention rather than just filling the air with words. Too often, people talk just to talk. They ramble without a clear direction. They throw out words without considering their impact. This kind of aimless communication weakens influence and wastes time. Before speaking, always ask yourself, why am I saying this? What result do I want to achieve? If you're giving instructions, your purpose is to ensure that the listener understands exactly what needs to be done. If you're sharing an idea, your purpose is to inspire, persuade, or inform. If you're giving feedback, your purpose is to help someone improve. Purpose gives words meaning. When you speak with purpose, every word serves a function. One common mistake that weakens purpose is speaking without conviction. If you don't believe in what you're saying, why should anyone else? Your voice, your tone, and your body language should all align with your message. If you're confident, people will trust your words. If you hesitate, mumble, or sound uncertain, your message loses power. Confidence comes from preparation. If you know your subject well, if you've organized your thoughts, and if you're clear on your purpose, confidence follows naturally. Tone of voice also plays a significant role in speaking with clarity and purpose. It's not just what you say, but how you say it. A monotone voice makes even the most important message sound dull. A rushed delivery makes it hard for people to follow along. A hesitant tone makes you sound unsure. The best communicators vary their tone, emphasizing key words and using pauses for impact. They speak at a pace that is easy to follow, not too fast, not too slow. Another critical element of purposeful communication is eliminating filler words. Words like, you know, and like. Weaken your message. They make you sound unsure and distract from your point. Filler words creep in when people are thinking of what to say next, but strong communicators replace them with pauses. A pause is powerful. It gives the listener time to absorb your words. It adds weight to your message. It makes you sound composed and in control. Being concise is also a sign of clarity and purpose. Many people use 10 words when 5 would do. They repeat themselves unnecessarily. They add extra details that don't contribute to the message. The more concise you are, the more impact your words have. Instead of saying, basically what I'm trying to say is that it's really important to make sure we're all on the same page when it comes to the next steps in the project, say, let's align on the next steps for the project. Clarity is about saying more with less. A major part of clarity and purpose is understanding your audience. The way you communicate with a child is different from the way you communicate with a CEO. The way you explain something to a beginner is different from how you explain it to an expert. If your words are too complex, people will tune out. If your words are too simple, they may feel talked down to. Great communicators adjust their message based on who they're speaking to. They meet people where they are, using language that makes sense for that specific audience. Storytelling is another powerful tool for speaking with clarity and purpose. Facts and data are important, but stories make information memorable. A well-told story brings clarity to abstract ideas and makes them relatable. Instead of explaining a concept in theory, illustrate it with an example. Instead of listing facts, wrap them in a story that captures attention. Stories engage emotions, and when people feel something, they remember it. Listening also plays a crucial role in clear and purposeful communication. Many people focus so much on what they want to say that they fail to consider what the listener needs to hear. Communication is not about you, it's about the listener. What do they already know? What do they need to understand? What concerns do they have? When you take the time to listen before you speak, your message becomes more relevant, more effective, and more impactful. Repetition, when used strategically, reinforces clarity. While unnecessary repetition weakens a message, intentional repetition strengthens it. Key points should be stated clearly, then reinforced in a different way. If something is important, don't just say it once. Find ways to highlight it throughout your message. People don't always absorb information the first time they hear it, so purposeful repetition ensures that the key takeaway sticks. Clear and purposeful communication is also about being solution-oriented. Some people focus on problems. Strong communicators focus on solutions. Instead of saying, "This project is a mess," say, "Let's identify what needs to be fixed so we can move forward." Instead of saying, "I don't know," say, "Let me find out and get back to you." Purposeful communication doesn't dwell on negativity. It drives progress. Every word you speak either builds credibility or diminishes it. If your message is cluttered, unclear, or aimless, people lose trust in your ability to communicate effectively. If your words are clear, intentional, and purposeful, people listen. They engage. They act. Because words, when used with clarity and purpose, have the power to move people, to change minds, and to create impact. Presence is a powerful force. It's the invisible energy that makes people turn their heads when you walk into a room. It's the unspoken quality that makes others lean in when you speak. It's what separates those who fade into the background from those who command attention. Some people call it charisma, others call it confidence, but at its core, it's magnetic presence, the ability to captivate, engage, and influence without saying a word. Many people assume that presence is something you're either born with or not, but that's a mistake. Magnetic presence is a skill, a set of habits and behaviors that anyone can develop. It's not about being the loudest person in the room or having the flashiest personality. It's about how you carry yourself, how you interact with others, and how you make people feel. At the foundation of a magnetic presence is self-assurance. People are naturally drawn to those who exude confidence. Confidence doesn't mean arrogance or superiority. It means a quiet certainty in who you are and what you stand for. When you believe in yourself, others believe in you. Confidence is communicated in your posture, your eye contact, your voice, and even in your silence. It's the ability to be at ease in any situation, to know that your presence alone is enough. Body language is a crucial element of presence. Before you even speak, your body is communicating messages to those around you. Slouched shoulders, crossed arms, or fidgeting create an impression of uncertainty or discomfort. On the other hand, standing tall, making steady eye contact, and maintaining open, relaxed gestures signal confidence and approachability. The way you move through a room, the way you hold yourself in conversations, these nonverbal cues shape how people perceive you. Eye contact in particular is one of the most powerful tools of a magnetic presence. When you look people in the eye while speaking and listening, you create a sense of connection and trust. But there's a balance. Too little eye contact makes you seem disengaged or insecure, while too much can feel intense or overpowering. The key is warm, steady eye contact that shows attentiveness and sincerity. The tone of your voice plays a significant role in how others perceive you. A magnetic presence isn't just about what you say, but how you say it. A voice that is too soft or hesitant signals uncertainty, while a voice that is too loud or aggressive can be overwhelming. The ideal voice is strong, steady, and well-paced. Pauses, inflections, and variation in tone add depth and keep listeners engaged. A calm and controlled voice commands respect without needing to demand it. Another element of presence is energy. Energy doesn't mean bouncing off the walls or being overly enthusiastic. It means bringing a sense of aliveness into every interaction. People with magnetic presence have a way of making others feel energized in their presence. They bring a level of engagement and enthusiasm that is contagious. Whether through a warm smile, a sense of humor, or genuine curiosity, they create an atmosphere where people want to be around them. A magnetic presence is also deeply tied to emotional intelligence. Those with a strong presence are keenly aware of the emotions of those around them. They pick up on subtle cues, body language, tone, and expressions, and adjust their approach accordingly. They know when to be serious and when to be lighthearted. They know when to speak and when to listen. This ability to read the room allows them to connect with different types of people effortlessly. Listening is a skill that often gets overlooked when discussing presence, but it is one of the most critical factors. People with a magnetic presence don't dominate conversations. They make others feel heard. They listen attentively, respond thoughtfully, and make others feel valued. When you listen with full attention, without distractions, and without waiting for your turn to speak, people are drawn to you. They remember how you made them feel. Dressing well and carrying yourself with purpose also contribute to a magnetic presence. Your appearance is not about vanity, it's about self-respect and attention to detail. People with presence dress in a way that aligns with their personality and their environment. They are intentional about how they present themselves. not to impress others, but to express themselves. A well-groomed, polished appearance combined with confident body language creates an undeniable presence. Hand gestures, facial expressions, and movements should be natural and intentional. People with magnetic presence don't move erratically or fidget excessively. They use their hands to emphasize points, they smile when appropriate, and they nod to show engagement. Their movements are purposeful, reinforcing their words rather than distracting from them. Authenticity is at the core of true presence. Trying to imitate someone else's style or personality often backfires. Magnetic people don't try to be something they're not. They embrace who they are fully. They don't put on a facade. They are genuine, comfortable in their own skin, and unapologetically themselves. People can sense authenticity, and they are drawn to those who are real. Magnetic presence also involves decisiveness. People respect those who are clear about their beliefs and actions. Indecisiveness, hesitation, or constantly seeking validation weakens presence. When you make decisions with confidence and stand by them, people see you as a leader. Even if you make mistakes, owning them with confidence keeps your presence strong. Charismatic individuals have a way of making others feel important. They give their full attention, they remember details about people, and they make conversations meaningful. When you make people feel like they matter, they are naturally drawn to you. Presence is not just about how people see you. It's about how you make others feel when they are around you. Passion also plays a vital role in developing presence. People who speak with enthusiasm about what they do ignite interest in others. Passionate people are engaging because they exude a sense of purpose. Whether talking about their work, a cause they believe in, or an idea they're excited about, their energy is magnetic. Timing and pacing in conversations can amplify presence. Some people rush their words, afraid of silence. Others speak too slowly, losing their audience's interest. Magnetic communicators know when to pause for effect, when to emphasize a word, and when to speed up to build excitement. They create a rhythm in their speech that keeps people engaged. Commanding attention does not mean demanding it. People with true presence never force their way into conversations or seek validation. Their presence naturally attracts attention because they bring something of value, whether it's insight, warmth, or inspiration. They don't need to be the loudest person in the room because their energy speaks louder than words. Magnetic presence is not about perfection. It's about being intentional, aware, and confident. It's about how you carry yourself, how you engage with others, and the energy you bring into every room. It's a combination of confidence, authenticity, and the ability to make others feel seen, heard, and valued. Growth is a continuous journey. The moment you stop learning, you stop improving. The moment you stop practicing, you stop refining your skills. In a world that is constantly evolving, the ability to keep learning and practicing is what separates those who stagnate from those who thrive. Mastery is not achieved overnight. It is the result of a relentless commitment to learning, refining, and pushing beyond what you already know. No matter how skilled you are, no matter how much experience you have, there is always more to learn, always more to practice, always more room to grow. The greatest leaders, the most successful individuals, the highest achievers in any field, all have one thing in common. They never stop learning. They remain students of life, always seeking new knowledge, always refining their craft, always looking for ways to get better. They understand that learning is not a destination, but a process, a never-ending pursuit of growth and excellence. The moment you believe you've learned everything there is to know is the moment you start falling behind. Learning does not only come from books or formal education, it comes from experience, from observation, from failures, from mentors, from trial and error. Every conversation, every challenge, every setback is an opportunity to learn something new. The key is to approach every experience with the mindset of a student, to ask, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to improve? When you adopt the mindset of a lifelong learner, you begin to see lessons in everything around you. One of the most powerful ways to keep learning is to surround yourself with people who challenge you. If you are always the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Growth happens when you push yourself beyond your comfort zone, when you engage with people who have different perspectives, different experiences, different skills. Seek out mentors, coaches, and experts who can guide you. Learn from those who have walked the path before you. Ask questions. Be open to feedback. The more you expose yourself to new ideas and new ways of thinking, the more you expand your understanding. Another critical part of continuous learning is reading. The most successful people in the world, leaders, innovators, entrepreneurs, are avid readers. They devour books, articles, and insights that challenge their thinking, expand their knowledge, and inspire new ideas. Reading allows you to learn from the wisdom of those who have gone before you. It gives you access to perspectives and experiences you may never encounter in your own life. Whether it's books on leadership, personal development, communication, history, or psychology, reading opens doors to endless knowledge. But learning alone is not enough. Practice is what transforms knowledge into skill. You can read about communication techniques, but until you practice speaking with clarity and confidence, the knowledge remains theoretical. You can study leadership principles, but until you apply them in real-world situations, you won't develop true leadership ability. Mastery comes from repetition, from doing something over and over again until it becomes second nature. The best musicians don't become great by reading about music. They practice for hours every day. The best athletes don't reach the top by simply understanding the rules of the game. They train relentlessly, refining every movement, every strategy, every detail. The same principle applies to every skill, whether it's public speaking, writing, problem solving, or relationship building. The more you practice, the better you become. One of the biggest obstacles to growth is the fear of failure. Many people avoid learning new things or practicing new skills because they don't want to look bad, don't want to make mistakes, don't want to step outside their comfort zone. But failure is not something to fear. It is one of the greatest teachers. Every mistake is a lesson, every failure an opportunity to improve. The key is to fail forward, to learn from your missteps, adjust, and keep moving forward. The people who achieve the most are not those who never fail, but those who refuse to let failure stop them. Consistent practice requires discipline. It's easy to get excited about learning something new, but without consistent effort, that excitement fades. The difference between those who improve and those who don't is commitment to daily practice. You don't get stronger by going to the gym once. You get stronger by training regularly, consistently, pushing yourself to improve a little bit each day. The same is true for any skill. If you want to be a better speaker, practice speaking every day. If you want to improve your writing, write every day. If you want to be a better listener, make it a habit to fully engage in every conversation. Small, daily improvements lead to massive growth over time. Another key to continuous improvement is seeking feedback. Sometimes we are blind to our own weaknesses. We don't always see where we need to improve, which is why outside perspectives are so valuable. Ask for honest feedback from mentors, colleagues, and friends. Be open to criticism, not defensive. The best athletes have coaches. The best speakers have mentors. The best writers have editors. No one achieves excellence alone. Feedback is a gift. Use it to refine your skills, to sharpen your abilities, to become better. In today's fast-changing world, adaptability is more important than ever. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. The most successful people are those who are willing to learn new approaches, new technologies, new strategies. They don't cling to old ways just because they're familiar. They are curious, flexible, and always evolving. If you want to stay ahead, you must be willing to adapt, grow, and reinvent yourself when necessary. And a powerful way to reinforce learning is to teach what you know. When you explain something to others, you deepen your own understanding. Teaching forces you to clarify concepts, to simplify complex ideas, to refine your own thinking. The best way to truly master a subject is to share it with others. Whether through mentorship, coaching, or simply discussing what you've learned with peers, teaching solidifies knowledge and strengthens your ability to apply it. Success is not about reaching a final destination. It is about constant evolution. The most extraordinary individuals are those who never settle, never stop learning, never stop practicing. They are always hungry for more knowledge, always striving to improve, always pushing beyond their current limits. It is not talent alone that creates greatness. It is the relentless pursuit of growth, the willingness to practice, the discipline to keep learning no matter how much you already know.